I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed. The thing is that Floyd is what they call an independent contractor. And what happens is that when you become an independent contractor, Skip, if you make $230 million, they give you two checks or a check for $230 million. It is up to you to take out the deduction and make sure state, federal, and whatever else needs to be deducted is paid to the Internal Revenue Service. Floyd, you made $230, and I get it, Skip. I can just imagine getting a check for $230 million. Like, hold on.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're going to get through this.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. was once seen as an untouchable legend in boxing. With 50 victories and 0 defeats, he built a reputation as one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. Along with his undefeated record came enormous wealth, massive pay-per-view fights, and a brand built around the image of complete dominance. Mayweather proudly called himself Money Mayweather, presenting a lifestyle filled with luxury cars, private jets, designer watches, and stacks of cash. For years, it seemed like his empire was unstoppable. However, in recent times, that powerful image has started to face questions. There have been controversies involving tax issues, business disputes, unpaid fighters, and even questionable cryptocurrency promotions. Now, a supposed $42 million Manhattan real estate deal has added even more skepticism. What once looked like a perfect financial empire is starting to show cracks, and some critics believe Mayweather may now be chasing opportunities just to maintain the image of endless wealth.
Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
Earlier this year, Mayweather made headlines when he proudly announced what he described as the biggest business deal of his life. Surprisingly, it wasn't related to boxing. Instead, he claimed he had purchased a portfolio of 62 apartment units in Manhattan worth around $42 million. According to Mayweather, this investment proved that he was not only a champion fighter but also a serious businessman building a real estate empire. The announcement created a lot of attention, as fans saw it as another example of how Floyd was expanding his wealth beyond the boxing ring. However, the excitement quickly turned into confusion when journalists and analysts began examining the details of the deal.
And I'm pointing like this because all of them, we're in New York City right now. We're in Manhattan. That's what we do. Come on. You know what we do? All this money made. No partners. All by myself. Over 1,000 apartments. I'm just getting started.
Reports soon raised serious questions about the legitimacy of the purchase. According to Business Insider, property records showed no official ownership transfer connected to Mayweather. In other words, none of the buildings he claimed to buy were actually listed under his name in the official documentation. The situation became even more suspicious when the non-profit group connected to the properties, NYC Housing Partnership, stated that they had never been informed about any pending sale involving Mayweather. If the deal was truly real, people expected there to be clear records and confirmations, but those seemed to be missing.
What's so disappointing with me, Skip? Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks up in front of you. You got Bugattis and Enzo Ferraris and private jets and yacht, and you big balling, and you won't cut these people their money? Now, Skip, I believe that he would have taken this fight anyway. It's hard to turn down $200, $300 million, Skip. But it looks to me that a major driving force between him, because I always thought it was Conor that wanted the fight. He wanted the big payday.
Yep.
But deep down, Floyd needed this payday because he got to settle a score. And let me tell you how the IRS works, Skip.
The story became even stranger when Mayweather's own team tried to respond to the questions. When journalists asked for proof of the transaction, a representative from his real estate company sent someone claiming to be James McNair, one of Floyd's longtime business partners. However, investigators quickly noticed something unusual. The voice in the communication didn't match McNair's real voice in previous recordings. This raised even more suspicion about the situation. For critics, the entire episode began to look like a confusing mix of miscommunication, exaggeration, or possibly a public relations stunt designed to strengthen Mayweather's image as a powerful businessman.
Why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game. I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make $3 million, $4 million, $6 million, $7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing?
Because of these inconsistencies, many observers started saying the situation looked like smoke and mirrors. Some believed the deal may have been exaggerated simply to maintain Mayweather's famous money image. After all, his entire brand has been built on the idea of limitless wealth and financial dominance. When stories like this appear without clear evidence, they naturally raise doubts about how much of the image is reality and how much is marketing. For a man who spent years presenting himself as the richest athlete in the sport, even small doubts can quickly damage the shine of that reputation. This is not the first time Mayweather's finances have been questioned. One of the most famous examples happened in 2017, shortly before his massive fight with Conor McGregor. At that time, reports revealed that Mayweather asked the IRS for additional time to pay a significant tax bill. Critics found the situation ironic because Floyd was constantly posting photos of huge piles of cash on social media while simultaneously requesting more time to settle his taxes. Over the years, he has faced multiple tax liens and financial disputes, creating a pattern that makes some observers question how stable his finances truly are. Financial controversies have also appeared in connection with some of his fights. In 2021, Mayweather stepped into the ring for a highly publicized exhibition bout with YouTuber-turned-boxer Logan Paul. The fight itself was more of an entertainment event than a serious sporting competition, attracting massive global attention. However, after the fight ended, Logan Paul publicly claimed that he had not been fully paid for the event. For months he spoke about the issue in interviews and podcasts, repeatedly calling out Mayweather and demanding that the remaining payment be delivered.